Good morning, Indiana. This is a public announcement regarding an alarming rise in sextortion cases. Starting off, I would like to discuss a few ways to talk with your kids about this difficult subject. ProtectKidsOnline.ca defines sextortion as sextortion involves individuals who coerce youth into sending sexual images or engaging in sexual acts via camera-enabled devices. So basically, these are a bunch of predators asking for your kids to show their bodies in a picture so they can save it, screenshot it, and blackmail them later on. It's a horrible crime and it needs to be stopped. So by talking with your kids about the dangers of this and keeping relative track of who your child has on their phone will help quite a bit, because as parents, you're gonna check their phone when they're sleeping, when they put it down. You know, you want to make sure they're safe and they're doing okay for the most part. Advise them that they don't need to do this because they are safe. Most of these people, they're out of the country. You know, if they just block them, don't send anything, they're not going to do anything. They can't. So as long as your child knows the dangers that sextortion involves, then they should be able to dissect right from wrong regarding this certain stuff. According to WBIW.com, our state for Indiana last year had over 7,000 reports related to sextortion. To me, that's quite a bit of cases involving this type of crime. As kids, their development is slower. Well, they take more time to develop right from wrong, and they get scared, so they send images that they should not send to people at all. Even people their own age, they should not send at all. Regarding the 7,000 cases, there was over 3,000 victims that were classified last year alone in our state of Indiana. That's a lot of victims for kids. As kids, they don't need to be dealing with that as kids. You know, they're kids, they don't need to be on their phone, on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, all that stuff. They don't need to be coerced into sending that type of images. It's just a blackmailing scam that they'll use against the kids to send more and more and more until they eventually get caught. With those 3,000 cases, there was over a dozen suicides alone for kids in the state of Indiana. That is a huge alarming rate as people of Indiana. We need to do a better job talking to our kids and letting them know that they are safe here. Even again, according to that same website, most people that are doing this are outside of the country. Most of them are from Nigeria and the Ivory Coast. So it's basically a bunch of dudes that are just sitting on random computers, messing with these children and getting their explicit content, their explicit images that they're minors, and it is extremely disgraceful to do that as a whole. For the final words of this public announcement, I would like to say is, as parents and as a community, it is important that we keep our children safe and educated on this crime. Because that's basically all you can do as of right now. You need to make sure your kids are educated about this, and that they need to know that they do not need to send these images to these people, because if they don't, they have nothing against them. But if they do, then it's going to be a little harder to react to and help with later on. All right, thank you, and I hope all is well.